Yo, Toe! Back at you again with another video. I gotta chill out with that. YouTube, we back with another video. Today's video, I'm basically trying to get rid of those big ear turn signals. So today we're gonna continue that story, if you will. All right, without revealing my tag too much, if you look, turn signal, makes the back of the bike look too wide. With the front turn signals missing, the front of the bike actually looks a whole lot, to me, in my opinion, a lot cleaner than the rear. The rear, man, those turn signals, they just stand out too much. I feel like if I take off my rear pegs and the turn signals at the same time, the back of the bike is gonna look a lot more sharp than it does right now. So in today's video, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get rid of the turn signals, both of them, and we're gonna put in a integrated tail light with turn signals, and the tail light is smoked. This product did come from overseas. I don't know if it's gonna work well on the bike as far as seeing the turn signals flash. I don't know. I've seen a couple of videos on YouTube where some people installed it on their bikes. It looks pretty decent. So the reason why I went with that particular tail light is because it's smoked out, just like my front turn signals are smoked out. So I'm trying to keep that theme going. And today we're gonna install on the bike, man. We're gonna obviously turn the key, pop the tail. My tail was already not locked. I was gonna say, what's going on? So you're gonna have two Allen keys here. Take these two Allen keys here off. If I'm not mistaken, they're both 5s. And yep, let me just take it off real quick. All right, so I took those screws out. I like to put the screws back in once I take them out, just so I don't lose them. All right, obviously if you got eagle eyes, you'll see that the batteries are disconnected. And that's because what I'm about to do today has to do with the tail light electronics. So mainly the only thing I'm gonna really be working with today is, man, I like how every time I open the tail, the power command is like right there saying, hey. And then inside of there is gonna be two 10mm bolts. One is right there, that's a 10mm. And then there's one on the other side, right there, that's a 10mm. Once I take these two off, I'll have access to get to that point. Or I'll just loosen this 10mm here, and then this whole brake mechanism, trunk mechanism will drop down and give me access to the brake light connections. And unfortunately, to do this install, you will have to make cuts to the turn signals if you want to keep the connectors. So I'm gonna play it smart. I have to cut this. I don't have any other choice. I'm gonna cut it like right in the middle, so that way when it's time to, I don't know, I think I should just cut this and whatever, get rid of it, make the cable short. Because I think I'll just sell, if I ever decide to sell the bike, I'm gonna sell the bike with the integrated turn signal tail light. I don't think I ever want to go back to this, and plus I got rid of the OEM tail tidy. So let's get the wrench in. All right, so let's open up this package for the very first time and see what's inside. Obviously what's inside is the brake light relay. That's what this is, flasher relay. And then inside of here is the wiring. Okay, good. So the brake light, this will connect directly into the bike, just the way it is, this part. But the two turn signals will not. So I have to splice into the original OEM one that I have now and connect these into the OEM one. And then this part here is the actual brake light. Wow, it looks very similar. And then those two 10mm bolts that I told you about bolt onto here, and it pulls this into place. Just by the look of it, it looks pretty cheap. It doesn't look quality yet. The wires scare me a little bit because they're not insulated or anything. They're just kind of there. But if anything, what I'll do is I'll solder these ends into the OEM wires. And then this here will just plug right in. One is when you turn the key, the other one is when you actually press the brake, and then the ground. Wiring is becoming my thing, boy. I'm getting really good at wiring. And this is a flasher relay. So let's take all this stuff off and see what we got. I'm gonna keep this video so simple. Take out this 10mm bolt here. whole trunk mechanism drops down. And if you look in the back, there's your 10mm bolts. Let's take those out. Too easy. And this one. And let's take this one off. One. Oh, and it has a washer. Don't lose that washer. This washer, don't lose it. And this one. And the brake lights just slide right on out. You see, this looks like quality compared to what, and then just follow the wire, which goes to the bottom. And then to take this part off, you have to lift up and pull, and then this part comes right out. And then, boom, OEM tail light up for sale on eBay, just like that. You know what? I'm not gonna sell it just yet. I'm gonna ride around with this new integrated turn signal tail light for a good 3 months, and then if I like how it looks and I'm not having any electrical issues with it, then I'll post this online for sale. Yeah. All right. So, man, this is a pretty quick and fast install if you want to do it. Now, just run the wires for the integrated into the bike. I don't know why I'm being cheap trying to keep the fingerprints off, but let me cut that out. And just take it out, man. Take it out of the plastic already. What are you doing? Take it out of the plastic and hurry up. Damn, blacked out. Rear end looks dope. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Shouldn't it sit more flush? Oh no, that's about right. Because it did sit further back. This part here meets up with this part on the OEM one. I was worried that it had a gap inside, that little gap right there, but that gap is normal because this part here flushes around the back. All right, so this is a dummy-proof connector. It only goes in one way, is what I mean by dummy-proof, not that you're a dummy. So I can just straight up connect this one right now with one hand, baby. So I tightened down these bolts already. Now I'm gonna tighten down my my trunk cable. And if you look at this, it's like this right now, but you want it to be underneath the trunk latch, like this. I mean, you don't have to copy the way I do it, but I'm doing it like that so I know that everything's out of the way. All right, so let me put that 10mm bolt back, tighten this down, and I'll focus all of my attention on the wires. Okay, so if we look at this, I'm turning to the right, and if I put the yellow to light blue, I have a right turn signal. So that's how I need to keep it. So I'm gonna solder this cable to this location, and then I'm gonna solder this cable to this location. Let me just test it just to be sure. Okay, so I'm turning to the left, and if I connect this, I'm turning to the left. Okay, perfect. So now I'm just gonna disconnect the battery again, and then solder these wires together, and then put everything back together, and then that should be the video. For sure, baby. All right, guys, so real quick, I need to find out where that relay is, because every time I connect the wire, it'll flash 3 times and then stop. I don't want that to continue to be the issue before I actually put all this stuff back together. So I'm gonna find that relay, show you guys where that relay is. I'm gonna change out that relay for the one that came with the tail light, and then try the turn signal. If it stays on and it works like it's supposed to, I'll continue with the install. Give me a few minutes. All right, I know what you're wondering. Damn, dog, I gotta take my gas tank. I gotta take all this stuff off just to get to that relay? Yup. Yes, you do. So let's follow it. So you're gonna go from here to here. The gas tank is here. Obviously, I took the gas tank off. And then when you open this part, this lid is gonna be here. I had to break off the little clips that was here in order to get access to to the relays. And these are the relays. So let me go look at the manual real quick to find out which one is the brake light relay or turn signal relay, and then I'll replace it. I'll see you guys in a sec. Guys, before I completely close up the bike, I just want you to see that the way I have the wire ran is like that along the side and then to the original connectors. So if we put the key in ignition, YouTube, I must say, every time I walk by the bike and I look at it, I just really like that smoked out tail light look. It does bring out the back of the bike. I just need to get the R and G rear pillion block off plates and some black and red rear sets, Evotech frame sliders, and I should be done, man. This bike should be just amazing. All right, man, I want to thank you guys for watching this Honda CBR650R rear smoked out tail light turn signal integration on a Honda CBR, and I hope that you guys have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day.